Hey everyone, after riding the Eagle for a little while, long enough to get some battle scars here on the derailleur, I thought I will give you a few more of my findings, all kind of stuff that I couldn't fit in that installation video. So here we go. Quick look at the shifting performance after about 100 miles or 150 kilometers. Pretty much the last 3 races of the season. You saw the issue with the 42 being a bit out of sync. Upshifts are really smooth. If you look at the cassette here, you'll see that especially this aluminum 50 tooth is getting scratched up quite a bit, quite quickly. You look at the coating here, it will show some use right away. The chain getting out of sync with this 42 and 50 tooth cog seems to be random, and it would only happen on the stand. I did not experience it on the trail, and in talking with my local bike shop, they didn't see it on the trail either, but it is reproducible on the stand. This seems to do with the B-gap adjustment over here. One of the reasons why SRAM introduced this adjustment tool with all their new derailleurs, but it's kind of weird that it is so sensitive, so it might have something to do with their design as well. You can see that I'm maybe 1 millimeter under that line. The reason why I set it up like that is so when I sit on the bike and my derailleur moves a little bit under my weight, top jockey just goes further away from the cassette. So for those of you that didn't get this little tool, take a ruler, and that is your 15 millimeter from the line down to where this next tooth of the upper jockey is supposed to be. Here is that approximate 15 mil. Remember, SRAM recommends doing this under sag, so sitting on the bike while you measure it. If you're using an oval, SRAM recommends having your crank at 4 o'clock. If you remember, they recommended having the crank at 1 o'clock when measuring the chain. Chain ring at 4 o'clock, that means the widest portion, north-south. That's when you adjust your B-gap here. The difference between the crank at 1 and 4 o'clock is about 1 millimeter here in B-gap adjustment. The only reason why you want that B-gap to be just right is because otherwise you can deteriorate the shifting on the smaller sprockets as well. One of the issues that the 11-speed systems were plagued with was backpedaling on the biggest cog. On this one, I can backpedal as much as I want. This is not gonna come off. That is despite the fact that the 50 tooth, as you remember, is pushed further in here, about 3 more millimeters in, and that makes for quite extreme chain line. That's the chain line, guys. It's pretty extreme, as you can see. Look at that angle of the chain. Looking at the derailleur with the cage locked, extended, you get about 5 millimeters of play. Most of this play seems to come from that knuckle where it connects to the derailleur hanger. That's supposed to be improved or redesigned. I did check an X-01 in the bike shop, and that one had a lot less play but still had a little bit. This doesn't seem to affect the shifting in any way, but there is a clear possibility that I don't know any better, since this is the only 12-speed that I've used for a longer period of time. Chain line on my bike is on this 6th smallest cog, and with the chain over there in the middle of the cassette, non-Eagle chain ring, you're gonna see that the chain engages with the narrow wide profile really nicely. I had no issues with drop chains or chain retention in general. I assume that all the advancements in chain technology are to be felt at the extremes of the chain line. But overall, I think that the chain is probably the most refined part in this new 12-speed. By the way, the chain comes with a gooey type of oil on it, so you might want to clean that out before installing. Yes, I finally got my GX. So here's the 12-speed next to the 11-speed PCX1. You can see the coating here on the two chains is identical. So if you were happy with the PCX1 type of chain before, I'm sure you would be very happy with the SRAM GX Eagle chain. These are both made in Portugal at their facility. I did like the feel of this X-01 shifter better than the GX, and since I had both, I did install this one. I don't regret it. I tested my drivetrain back to back with an XX1 and they were very, very similar in feel. Most of that I'm sure comes from the shifter. Now, the one feature that is a bit gimmicky is gotta be this ability to move the angle of your down lever. 3mm Allen key, loosen that one up a little bit and this starts to move up or down. You can't move it down much because once you do that, it's in your way. You can't shift up anymore. If you move it up too much, then the ergonomics are going to be pretty bad. So if you're happy with the way that GX shifter feels, even though it doesn't have this feature, I would definitely go for that and save quite a bit of money. Pretty much used this drivetrain for the last 3 races of the season and the training in between. And if I am to summarize it, it would be smooth, quiet and reliable. I absolutely love the bike with this extended range. It definitely saved my bacon, especially in the last race relay of the season. It was the race when I abused it the most and it worked flawlessly. So all in all, I am happy that I've chosen the fully baked solution as opposed to a hybrid 11-speed. Looking forward to see what Shimano's going to come up with whenever they introduce something similar. If you guys want to buy any one of these products, just use the links below. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Don't forget to like the video, keep an eye on my channel and social media. And until next time, I will see you on the trails, guys. Cheers.